how to text a guy. Today I want to show you a few simple steps and techniques that you can use to text a guy that you want as a boyfriend. And if you want him to commit to you, then you have to use a few simple strategies that are very different from what other dating coaches have told you when it comes to texting men. Because most women, when they text men, they always make the same mistakes. And I know that from my Skype coaching clients. Because so many of my Skype coaching clients shared the text messages that they sent to men right before they pulled away, right before they didn't respond anymore. And I could always tell exactly why this was the case. And in case you are just experiencing the same, in case a man is pulling away from you, in case a man doesn't show interest in you anymore, maybe even after you sent him a specific text message, then you can click on the link in the description and inquire for a Skype coaching session with me. And now let's start with the first tip that I have for you. And that's to text a guy right after he wakes up. Let's say you had a really interesting conversation with him the day before, or maybe even your first date. But no matter if you already had your first date or if it was just a regular conversation where you got to know him for the very first time, text him the next morning. And don't just text him anything. Text him, "Have a nice day," with a wink smiley or with a normal smile smiley. If you do that, he will think about you all day long. And so many women believe that this is needy, but it's not needy, because you just send a quick reminder of, "Hey, I'm thinking about you, I enjoyed talking to you, and now have a nice day." And you don't even have to send him a long text message. You don't have to send anything that's somehow related from the last time you talked to him. Just send him, "Have a nice day," or "Have a great day," or "Have a beautiful day," with a smiley. If you just do that, I promise you, he will think of you all day long. And then send him a good night text with "Sweet dreams." This combination is so powerful. If you don't send him any text all day long, that's totally fine. Even though once you send him the morning text, I'm pretty sure that he will do anything in his power to establish a texting conversation with you. But if you just follow these two steps, text him a "Have a great day" in the morning with a smiley, and then "Sweet dreams" in the evening with a wink smiley. This is very important that you send a winky wink smiley, because if you send him "Sweet dreams" with a winky wink smiley, I mean, depending on how far you've already taken it in your relationship, or depending on how much he's into you, he might have a hard time sleeping because his friend in his pants might wake up. Yes, it sounds weird, but that's how effective this texting combination is. Because with the first text, you show him, "I'm thinking about you right when I wake up," and he will feel validated. He will feel like the hero in your life. And in the evening with "Sweet dreams," he will imagine you in your most beautiful underwear lying in bed waiting for him. And yes, that's really what he will think of if you send him the "Sweet dreams" text message right before he goes to bed. And yes, this morning-evening texting conversation is so effective. But there's an even more effective text message that you can send to the man that you want to have as a boyfriend. If you want him to commit to you, I can highly recommend that you click on the link in the description and watch this incredible how-to video till the very end. Because in this video, you discover one simple text message that you can send your man right now that will make him crave you and desire you. And if I were you, I would watch this video till the very end. And then text audio recordings instead of written messages. That's, at least in my experience and also from the experience of a lot of my Skype coaching clients, way more effective than written messages. And here's why. If you send audio recordings, you can play with your voice, with your tonality, with your speed. If you send him a seductive voice message by talking in a very soft and seductive way, this will have way more impact than a written message, because the written message, when we read a message, we often read it in our own voice. And let's face it, we are not really turned on by our own voice. But if you hear the voice from the person that you're into, in this case, if this guy hears your voice, the woman he's into, he will listen to your text message in a completely different way than he would read your text message. And text him by using nicknames. For example, my girlfriend often used to mock me at the beginning of our relationship, and sometimes she still does it, but in the beginning of our relationship she often mocked me with nicknames. And there was one nickname that she actually mocked me with. However, for me, this was a compliment, even though I knew she meant it in a funny way. Because on our first date, I told her from the get-go that I don't have the time to text all day long, that I will reply to her in the afternoon or in the evening because I'm busy with my businesses. And then she called me Mr. Achiever. And of course, it was kind of sarcastic, but at the same time, it made me feel good. And yes, after one stupid joke, she actually called me German Shepherd, but that's another story. So no, I won't recommend you to call the man of your dreams German Shepherd, even though it might work if he's German like me. But when it comes to coming up with nicknames for him, just think about his personality, think about the things he wants to achieve, and then you can create nicknames that make him feel good. And please don't text babe or honey when you're not in a relationship yet. This is so important. Yes, I know you want him to commit to you. You want him to be your boyfriend. You might even already imagine him proposing to you, and that's great. I will help you to achieve all these things, especially if you decide to inquire for a Skype coaching session with me and to work with me as your dating coach. But the one thing that I really want to tell you as your dating coach, who doesn't want you to fail but who wants you to succeed, do not, under no circumstance, text him babe or honey when you're not in a relationship yet. Because even if there's just a little bit of doubt in his blood, in his vessels, in his organs, when it comes to commitment, he will pull away because he thinks, oh God, she's already calling me babe and honey. Oh my God, she already sees that in a relationship. Oh, I'm overwhelmed. This is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of my Skype coaching clients made before they started working with me. And I want you to avoid making this mistake. When it comes to starting a relationship and saying things like babe and honey, these are things that you should always do in person and never in a texting conversation. But what you can do, and that's something if you want to take this risk and if you want to make things a little bit kinky dinky dinky, then you can text him the I'm good in bed hints. And no, you don't have to text anything that's too naughty. One surefire way to give him the feeling that you're good in bed is to text him selfies when you're doing some physical activity, when you're either running or working out, or especially when you're in the yoga studio and you're wearing tight yoga pants. And yes, I know it's a typical stereotype, but that's how our male brains work. I can't change it, but I can show you how you can use it to your advantage. And then text him that you still don't know what you'll do on Friday evening. And this is the invitation for him to come up with a plan. If you want him to take you out on a date, but you don't want to be the one who asks him out, the best way to do that is to just text him, I don't know what to do on Friday. What shall I do on Friday? I'm not quite sure what to do on the weekend. Or maybe it's Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. If you, for example, want him to invite you to a nice dinner on Saturday evening, then you text him that you don't have any plans for Saturday evening. And if he then asks you out, then you can, for example, suggest, hey, there's this one great place that I know. And then you give him again the opportunity to say, oh yeah, let's go there. And boom, you have a date. And another texting tip I have for you is to not text him the whole day, because otherwise you won't give him the chance to miss you. Because if you are texting him all day long, he never really has any downtime that allows him to think about, hey, it would be great to receive a text from her. Or hey, it would be great to see her in person. I really miss this woman. And if he's a high achiever, then he might also be annoyed. I don't want to say that I am a very, very high achiever, but I have multiple businesses and I am very busy. So if my girlfriend would text me every 20 minutes, at some point I would get annoyed. In the beginning I might say, oh yeah, that's great, she really likes me. But then after a while, especially when you start to date, then he might have the opinion of, oh God, it gets a little bit too much, she's a little bit too clingy. So don't text him all day. That's why I also shared this combination, this really powerful combination with you, with the morning text and with the evening text. But if you follow this morning and evening text routine, and if you click on the link in the description and you watch this video till the very end, and you use the exact text message that you discover in this video, then you don't even have to worry about texting him the whole day, because you don't have to do that. Because this one text message will already be way more effective than all kinds of different text messages that you've sent to guys in the past who then pulled away. And if you decide to click on the link in the description and to find out more about this program, I just want to be 100% transparent with you. You also get the chance to invest in an amazing texting course, in an amazing course that helps you to connect with a man and to bond with a man over text and to make him commit to you. And if you decide to invest in this program, I will receive a commission for it, but I only recommend it because I truly, truly believe that when it comes to texting and your ability to text man and the results that you want to achieve with your texts, there is no better product out there. And then another way to text a guy is to share a story of your life with him. You share the story of my life, da 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 da. No, it has nothing to do with One Direction. It has everything to do with your story. You can, for example, just share a very intimate story with him or something you experienced today. Share something about your life with him and he will connect with you more and more and more. And then end the texting conversation. And yes, that's the tip actually. Just end the texting conversation. I call this the open loop of death when it comes to texting. I personally hate it, but maybe I'm just old-fashioned because nowadays nobody says talk to you later or see you on Saturday or bye-bye or talk to you in a couple of hours after a texting conversation. There's always this open loop. I mean, have you ever been in a situation when you text someone and you don't know if they should text back again or if the conversation is finished? I mean, think about it. If we talk to somebody in the real world, we would never just walk away mid-conversation. Like, hey Laura, how is it going? Oh yeah, that's very nice. And I walk away. I mean, that doesn't happen in the real world. That's not how human beings interact. But when it comes to text messages, we do it all the time. And I personally, I hate this trend, and I also talk to other men who hate this trend. And even though all kinds of men and women do it, you can set yourself apart. That's actually something that I appreciated about my girlfriend. It was really refreshing in the beginning. Whenever we were texting, she just said, okay, bye-bye, talk to you later. And I was like, oh, finally, I know that the texting conversation is finished. And it might sound weird to you, but I talked to a lot of men, and I also know it from my experience. We really appreciate it when we know that the texting conversation is finished and that you will text us again later on. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.